Uriah Hall, obviously in a fantastic mood. It's good to see. I know you're coming off a disappointing loss. You stepped in on short notice, man. That was a tall order. In retrospect, do you feel like maybe it was a little too much to ask?
I just personally feel my body was just like, dude. I mean, but it couldn't happen at the best time ever, at a big stage in front of so many people in a huge arena, and my body was like, nope, let me take you away. But overall, it's a great experience. I don't mind stepping up. It's my job. But I've learned from this that I think too much fights in 1 year was just probably too much. I didn't get time to rest. But at the same time, I don't want to give any excuses. Robert was a freaking stud, man. The dude was strong. He had a perfect game plan. He's good. He's legit. And, props to him. He did a great job. It was his night. And I just want to be able to rest, get better, and just come back.
The losses that you've had, I don't think you've ever been physically dominated or anything like that. It just seems like you've been hesitant to pull the trigger. Have you been able to put your finger on it? Is it just that your body? Is it a mental thing? What is it?
It's hard to answer a question like that. It's a lot of variations of things, whether it's training properly, but people always going to say things, oh, what happened to you out there? It's hard to explain it when you haven't done it, when you're not there. And I was just explaining this from a fan perspective. When you see something and you look at someone perform, it's like, oh, you should have did, you could have, but it's like you're not there, so you don't know what I was thinking, you don't know what I was going through either personally or physically. And I don't like to complain when I have injuries. I mean, I actually got staph a week before that fight too, and it messed me up, man. But again, I went out there anyways to say, all right, if I'm going through all this and I could still perform, I'm still getting better.
Got to ask you about the Instagram post, of course. Journalists.
Please do.
Well, I was going to say, you went back and edited it out, journalists as terrorists. You went back and changed it. But I just want to give you a chance. It's tough in a little written platform to say what you mean. So let us know what you meant by that.
Well, I was basically talking about haters. And if you notice from the post, a lot of people that comment on it that weren't haters got what I was saying. But for the haters, they were like, hey, were you trying to say UFC fans are like terrorists? I'm like, well, I didn't say UFC fans are terrorists. I said fans are terrorists. Certain fans, they act like it. I mean, think about it. What does the terrorists do? They fucking kill you. They take your life away. They take away certain things. What does a fan do? They kill your dreams, kill motivation. But it wasn't like to that extent. But what I realized, it was a very sensitive time to even say a word like that, and I do apologize for that. And of course, UFC contacted me like, hey man, you might want to be a little nice. And I was nice about it, but at the same time, I don't want to apologize for being myself. I think you should apologize to expect me to be someone else. I'm not going to apologize to people for speaking my mind. I mean, Rhonda has done so much. She's a great friend of mine, and it's a fight. It's like someone say, hey man, you shouldn't talk like that in a fight. I'm sorry, it's a fight. Am I supposed to be nice? Am I supposed to punch you and apologize afterwards? It's a fight. And again, it goes back to say fans don't know stuff like, they don't understand it. So all they can do is sit there behind a little keyboard, yeah, I'm talking to you, and criticize. But unless you step into the shoes, and if you notice, no fighter has ever said something like that. Do you see fighters saying that? Because they know what it's like. And I was just pretty much defending her. I might have used some words out of context, but I was not saying anything too bad. It was just more of just the haters, people that were hating and pretty much misinformed and uneducated about the situation. But congratulations to Holly Holm. She did a great job. I'm still going to give her props and stuff like that. Even though Ron is a friend of mine, she went out there, she overcame the adversity. It was a big stage, and she performed very well. So congrats to her. I'm not hating on her, of course, because it's a fight game, and anything could happen at any given moment.
Appreciate the explanation, Uriah. Let's talk about you. 5 fights, 2015. Sounds like it was too much. But you gained a lot of experience too. So when you look back on it, yeah, ups and downs, but a big year for you. What's your overall recollection and thought about the year?
I mean, every fight is a learning experience. What I've learned from this is to be more cautious, to train better, to implement more rest, period. I didn't give myself time to rest. It was like after camp, and it's actually grueling on your body. My mindset is actually a little stronger than my body to say, keep going. But my body is like, dude, I can't keep up. And, you got to eat well. You got to be better regimented. You got to have the right support system. So overall, that's what I've learned from it, to better myself to perform in the future. I mean, I'm only getting better. I'm still young at this. I'm going to have ups. I'm going to have downs. No one's, is unbeatable, as you saw. But the main thing for me to do is just keep focused on me and just improve overall. That's it. It's very simple.
What do you think's next for you? Sounds like right now a little rest and relaxation, a little vacation. So, what do you think? Just enjoy the holidays and then maybe start booking a fight after the turn of the year, or what's the idea?
I'm definitely going to rest. Next year I'll probably get back in there. I mean, if they call me and say, hey, someone's hurt, I'll probably all right, fine, whatever. But it's my job. But next year, I'm looking to step back in there. But I just want to do things right. Like, for me personally, I don't feel I lose. I feel I learn. And Bruce Lee said it the best. You don't really lose unless you accept defeat. And I don't really accept defeat because there's always a learning period. With the Kelvin Gastelum fight, I've learned, from my loss to better myself, to work on certain weaknesses, to stay away from certain people. With the John Howard, I stepped outside my comfort zone, but at the same time, I moved away from my strength. I was focused so much on wrestling, forgetting my best attributes. With the Natal, I learned that emotions can never do any good in there. I was upset at him from previous stuff happened before, and I let it get the best of me. And even with this fight that just happened, I feel like I didn't perform well because it was just me. I didn't show up. I didn't do certain things right. I didn't rest. So it's always a learning experience, and it's what you can take from it to better yourself.